691-6449. For a free brochure, call 1-800-691-6449.
Go! Run like an eagle!
Who said science isn't fun?
Three scientists walk into a bar. Bottoms up Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Energizer Eco Advanced, the world's first AA battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
What's this? A box. It takes worn-out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Currently in our area, 55 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 48. Winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy early. Friday night, a mostly clear sky. Low 36. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Weather Underground. If you want some clues about what this winter may be like, you may want to look north. Way north, as in Siberia. Our winter weather expert Tom Nizzle is here. Sarah Dillingham is here as well. Joining us from Las Vegas, Dr. Judah Cohen, Director of Seasonal Forecasting for Atmospheric Environmental Research, also research affiliated with MIT Parsons Lab. Dr. Cohen, thanks for being with us. Siberia doesn't seem like that makes sense, that we have to look all the way across the globe for something that would impact the U.S.
First of all, it's a pleasure to be here with you. It didn't make sense when we started the research when I was at MIT as a postdoc. There was a lot of resistance to that idea. First, for one thing, the climate community felt that the real strong forcing on a climate or weather, but on a climate timescale came from the oceans, the tropics in particular, and also that, and this I think you can appreciate as even a synoptic meteorologist, that the weather flows from west to east, and Siberia is not to the west of, let's say, the eastern U.S. So how does Siberia impact the weather when it's kind of upstream or over the pole? So it was definitely a new idea. Kind of maybe, I don't know if the word disruptive is appropriate, but certainly an idea that still, and this was back in the late 90s, and still there still remains skepticism, but there's been more and more papers being published that this idea is valid, that we see it in the observations, we see it in the models, so I think, and certainly last winter where we came out very strongly early on saying it's a big Siberian, snow cover, and
But Dr. Cohen, what is the correlation exactly?
Well, I mean, what do you mean? The value is 0.41. I don't know if that's what you're asking me.
Why do we look to Siberia snowpack for an impact in the U.S., and what's the takeaway here in the U.S. when we look there?
Okay, I mean, I think the real answer, and not to get too complex, is that the Siberian snow cover impacts, like you were talking in the previous segment about the Arctic Oscillation, or certainly a term that's become more in vogue recently, the polar vortex. Our research has shown that there's a very strong and robust relationship between how much snow cover there is in Siberia and then the strength of the polar vortex. The stronger polar vortex is, the milder the winter. You get a weak vortex like we've had the past few winters, I'd say the past 3. You tend to get more of these Arctic outbreaks, and you get more snowstorms.
So Judah, what we're seeing here is, in the past couple of winters, we've seen this, and your research has been amazing here, and how well it's verified, but you're getting this increase during the month of October. It's during a specific time frame here leading into the winter, just pre-winter, and then that essentially builds up that Arctic high there that then eventually has an influence on even a larger scale. So this is a relatively large-scale phenomenon, is it not?
Yeah, it's on the almost, I'd say the larger scale. It's on the scale of the whole northern hemisphere, and that sometimes presents challenges because you can still, the devil's in the details. You can get this, the snow cover can correctly predict what the polar vortex is going to do, but it's, let's say it's not cold in your backyard.
So what happens in a year like? What happens in a year like this when we have this increase in snow cover now? We also have this strong El Nino that is set up. Has your research shown that combination and what that could mean for the eastern U.S.?
I mean, it has happened before. I mean, I think the biggest problem is the sample size with El Nino.
Yeah.
There are only 2 years that in the observational record that are of this magnitude. And those were both mild winters. Yeah, 82, 83, the snow cover does tend to be higher during El Nino years. So, I certainly was anticipating that we'd have above normal snow cover, and I think that, that looks to happen. The problem is the sample size. So based on if you do El Nino and high snow cover and just look at all the samples we have, you would expect a mild winter, and that would be the forecast. But I think there's just too few samples to feel very confident about that.
And we'll see how it plays out this winter for sure. Dr. Judah Cohen joining us live from Las Vegas this evening. Dr. Cohen, thank you so much for being on with us. Time will tell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be an interesting winter.
For sure. Hey, coming up, keeping an eye on a system in the Gulf could develop near Central America, but could it impact the U.S.? Stick around.
Flonase